Ahoy, this is Zdenka. So, I bought a new camera. No, I'm actually talking about you. So you bought a new camera, or you had a camera for a while now, and you are thinking about getting another lens. So the questions you're asking yourself is, what lens should I buy next? And what is the best lens? Well, those questions cannot be answered just like that. Lenses is topic of today's video. Let's talk about them, what they can do, what makes them different, and what main questions you need to ask yourself to know which lens you need to buy next. I've got a lot of visual examples of all the lenses here I have today. And if we don't know each other yet, my name is Zdenka. If you want to learn how to take better photos and videos with the latest gear and possibly participate in creative camera challenges, consider subscribing. When you are thinking about buying the next lens, there are 5 questions you need to ask yourself. First of all, what are you going to be shooting with? Fashion, glamour, sports, nature, cars, indoors, interiors, architecture. Are you gonna be doing mostly photos or videos or both? The next question you should be asking is, are you gonna be shooting in low light conditions? Third question is, do you need zoom in or are you okay to move back and forth? Fourth question is, are you gonna be shooting in tight spaces where it is quite narrow? And lastly, how much money do you have? I'll answer these questions at the end of the video so you get the practical example. But now let's look at these lenses. They have different sizes. Some of them are quite small, others are quite big. Most of the people know that they work just like spyglass or binoculars, so you can just zoom in. But it is a lot more than that. What makes lenses different from each other is focal length, compression, and depth of field. Quick example here. I've got 2 different lenses here, completely different. I'm gonna set them both to 70 millimeters. I'll take photos with both of them and you will see that they will look completely different. What is the focal length? Focal length is measured in millimeters and it is the distance between optical center of the lens and camera's sensor. So where is the optical center of the lens? Imagine 2 rays of lights entering the lens. So this is one, this is second. Where they will cross eventually, that's where the optical center of the lens is. So this is how the lenses are named, not by how big they are. So for example, this one 50 millimeter lens, the focal length of this lens is 50 millimeters and it always stays the same no matter which camera you use. But, I know there's always that but, depending on what camera body you use, the effective, not the actual focal length I was talking about, the effective focal length will change depending on the crop factor. DSLRs or full frame cameras have no crop, so they are assumed to be 1 times. So 50 millimeters focal length is times 1, 50 millimeters focal length. Now, some of the Nikon cameras have 1.5 times crop and some of the Canon cameras have 1.6 times crop. Let me get this lens, 24 to 105 millimeters. When I have it at its widest, 24 millimeters, when I zoom in all the way, the lens gets narrower. The focal length changes and also compression in the image. Now it's time to talk about compression. What is compression? It is how far the object looks. When I shoot with wide lens, distance between objects look big. Foreground and background will be more separated. But when I shoot with telephoto lens and I zoom in, the more I zoom in, the more compression will happen, the closer the subject will look. So one of the things to consider when you're buying your next lens is not only what zoom you want on your lens, but what compression you want in your image. Depth of field is related to compression, so let's talk about that. What is depth of field? The more you zoom in, the more depth of field, the more bokeh, the blurry background we all want, will happen. So, depending on all those things, what you actually want to see in your images and video will help you decide on what lens you want to buy next. Now though, let me go through all my lenses and explain what I actually have and why I bought them. I use different lenses for photography and video. Well, some of the uses I actually use for both. So let me start with photography. When I got my DSLR, the first lens I got is 24 to 105 millimeters. It is more of a general lens. It's got nice width, but also decent zoom. I use it for street photography, weddings, group shots, and shots in tighter space. 50 millimeters is the next lens I got, which is excellent in low light because of this number, aperture. The lower the number is, the better it will be in low light. And I actually made an entire video about this lens. I will link it in the video description below so you can check it after this video. On this lens, there is no distortion, which I'll talk about soon. So whatever your eye sees, that is exactly what you get. 70 to 200 millimeters telephoto lens. This is an expensive lens. It's got amazing zoom, beautiful bokeh, great in low light, stabilization feature on. I rarely have blurry shot with this one, actually almost never have a blurry shot. I absolutely love this lens. All of my fashion, glamour, portrait photos I taken with this. Let's talk about video. For YouTube, I just use this kit lens 15 to 45 millimeters with my mirrorless cameras. Why? It is cheap and it has enough zoom I need. I also take all my thumbnails photo with it. Let's look at distortion a little bit. The wider you go, the more fisheye effect you get. The lines on the side will get curvier the wider you go, the smaller the center, the face, for example, will look. This is 15 millimeters for comparison. This is 30 millimeters. And this is 45 millimeters. I like the curvy look for YouTube, so I use 15 millimeters. If you want the professional look with straight lines, you need to go a little bit higher, like 30 millimeters, for example. I also like to use 50 millimeters and this Telephoto 70 to 200 millimeters. I'm still missing one more lens, and that's the wide angle lens. I really would like to get one quite soon once I win lottery. I think somewhere between 10 to 12 millimeters would be nice. There is no lens, no universal lens, which solves all the problems. It's very difficult for me to tell you exactly which lens you should be buying, mainly because I don't work in a store and I don't know exactly what everything is right now on the market, what everything is there for sale. Choosing the next lens for you will depend on all those factors I was talking about in today's video, and also on your budget. I truly hope this video gave you some answers and gave you information about lenses. All the lenses I was mentioning in today's video, all the products I was talking about in today's video is linked in the video description below. Those are international links, so you will see the pricing depending on where you live. You will see it in your own currency. Well, hit the thumbs up if you liked today's video. Subscribe to future videos. If you have any questions, comments, want to say hi, or want a little chit chat, you can do so in a comment section below. I'll see all of my friends, you, in the next video. Ciao! Ahoj!